The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me. And it doesn't matter where I'm at or you're at, as long as you know exactly what time it is. I thought so. I had to update everything last night, and I thought I got all the settings changed, but I did not change that one.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have today? Well, the market, I suspect, is trying to trying to beat out a bottom. And what we want to look for that is in the way of some volume. We got a ton. And the question is whether or not that ton of volume can hold the market down into the close today. So we'll take a look. But we had a reversal inside a reversal inside a reversal. So we'll see. There's a few things going on that makes me think that this is a test of a low, and that is some of the more heavily shorted stocks are higher today. They are not lower. Two, we have some stocks. In fact, one of the first questions is what should we see out here, and why is Apple getting crunched? My guess is that at this point they're selling what they can. And also, a lot of people that are short know that the more they pound on Apple, the more that it makes everything else get sold also. So we'll take a look at those things today. It's a market that I would not be surprised closes 100 points up higher in the S&P than we're at right now by the close, or 100 points lower. The risk reward to the upside, I think, is much better. The action says, we've got this kind of incredible rolling auction on the price. But at the same time, we're on Delta neutral day for options. And as I said earlier, expect the unexpected. For the most part, I've got 3 positions, and I'm adding to them. If they don't turn around and turn up by the end of the day, I know I'm wrong, but we shall see. But again, it's a tough market. Everybody's scared to death. But the old saying is sell on the cannons sell on the trumpets and buy on the cannons. So this is where, if you think you could find some kind of low, this is where you're looking for it. The question is, do we get that turn before the end of the day? Let's go ahead and look. On any other day, if we were down 45 points on the S&P cash, probably wouldn't say a lot, but that we were up that much, that we were down that much, that we were up that much, that we're down that much, kind of tells you a great deal. But at the moment, we shall see. 877-927-6648. What else do we have going on here? As we said, a ton of volume. So is it going to be enough? It's not enough to blow out the previous lows that we had back there at 18 billion shares. But could we get more than we've had in the last few days? It could. We would have liked to see the volume shrink a lot. This is one of the most important options expiration, though. And as I said, I think we could see a huge swing by the end of the day. And so I'm more than willing to kind of sit on my hands and let this play out rather than try to overtrade it. But we can see. We'll see. Options are actually fairly bullish into the 20th, but it doesn't matter at the moment. Everybody is so dour that we continue to see any uptick sold as just a matter of caution. Anyway, you can email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, you can put a message in the den, and you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. So let's go ahead and take a look at Apple out here, AAPL. And you had kind of a Gartley pattern on it. You got a little bit of a bounce. That failed. Now you're trying to go down below the previous lows. The good thing would be that right now you only have about 81 million shares. That's compared to the low that you were really looking at, or should be looking at, the January 24th low, and that had 161 million shares. So you've broken that low. You haven't gotten the volume. Now, the day isn't over, so you got to remember your Curly and City Slickers. Day ain't over yet. And that was I think when he was asked, did you kill anybody? Day ain't over yet. Anyway, you've got lighter volume out here. So is this just a run to get everybody out of the stock before it turns? Generally, on something like Apple, I have to say that why everybody is assuming the worst. I'm assuming the worst in the traders, and that is that they're trying to get the folks to cough up their cookies right at the very low. So we'll see. As we said, volume coming in, let's say it comes in at 100 million shares, still lighter than the last 3 major lows out there, 4 major lows. So we shall see. Again, we have to keep an eye on this into the close, but I would not be surprised to see some of the biggest rips higher and or biggest rips lower in the next 2 days, but I'm betting on higher. Okay, so let's go out there. If you've got some questions, make sure and email me. We'll go back and look. Let's take a look at some of the other ones out here and see if it's just that. The SMHs are back to what is fairly long-term support. So what do you have out here? You got a little bit more of the volume you're looking for, but you are to this gap, and I think that gap is going to act as support for a little while. On any bounce, I suspect you could get back up to about I'm going to call it 232, 234-ish on this gap down of the last 3 days. You really haven't been able to crush it. Today we have about 6.1 million shares compared to the 9.8 million shares we saw just 2 days ago, and of course 9.8 yesterday. So volume is a little lighter, and I think this is starting to be a theme. What we don't have probably is volume overall lighter. But if we look at the Qs, we're going through 2 days ago, 113 million shares. We got 83 million shares today. Now, maybe we get more volume coming in at the end of the day. But my guess is not, that you are going to have some kind of low volume wash out in the market. And is this the end of it? No. Could we see a really cruel summer? Yes. Am I still looking for some kind of rally into the 3-day weekend at the end of the month? Also, yes. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors. Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
As we return, that question for Ed, he says, what do you suspect we do today? I think we close at 4,000 on the S&P cash, making neither bunch happy, neither fish nor fowl, bear nor bull. But I think we've kind of beaten out the lows. Again, 80% of the time, the low between now and options expiration off of delta neutral is higher by average about 3/4, depending on what year it is, 3/4 to 1.25% bias over the next 8 trading days. And why it can kind of meander around, generally you get a fairly decent higher close. You've got to have a fairly compelling reason to believe it. And I guess, we are in a kind of a bear market, so that's not it. But I think a lot of this is just a washout and a prep. And the next real good time to probably be short, other than today for a little bit, if you bought it at the highs and already covered the lows here today, I suspect is going to be after the 3-day weekend. So we may have a bit of a respite. We've had some good chart patterns out here that are signaling a short-term low. And by short-term, I don't mean the next 5 minutes. I mean, the next couple of weeks. And we can see maybe it's just a bigger trading range through the summer. But I don't think we're really going to understand that until we get to the 3-day weekend at the end of the month. Anyway, as I said, probably had the biggest washout. It is delta neutral day. That's when option market makers push everything. So they probably tried to sell literally as many puts as they could. Now, at this point, what do they want? They want the market to either go sideways or higher. Either one's probably fine by them. But generally, you do set some kind of low by options expiration, delta neutral day, which is today. Anyway, yes, I'm thinking that we closed at about 4,000, and then everybody kind of scratches their head a bit. But a couple of stocks out there, one that I'm long in, one that I got stopped out of, and one that I think could be a huge winner by Friday's close. So I'll keep an eye on that. See what else we have here. Can you look at gold and silver? Do you think it's bottoming? Let's take a quick look at that. GLD out here. That can't be right. Let's do this. Okay. Well, you're back at support. You got no volume on an inside day. So if it's bottoming, it's not giving you really much of a signal out here, other than you've had some areas where this has been kind of the line of support. February 11th comes to mind when you come back to some other days. The end of 2021, the 31st, the 25th of January. This is all where we got into where this is higher or lower. I just don't see a lot of reasons to dive in on gold today. I would love to see it go sideways for a few days and really kind of bore everybody to death, but get back on the opposite side of this 3x3. It's on the downside now. So I don't really see any short-term signal that says the trend's breaking. I don't see anything that says it goes lower. But we don't buy a stock to go sideways or metals like that. And I don't see a lot in there right now. Probably the most interesting chart that has gotten the least discussion as far as I could tell. I'm not really listening out here to CNBC, but I kind of keep it on just to see what these guys are yakking about. And to me, the big thing on that is the break of the TLT above the 3x3 displaced moving average today. And it's holding that, hadn't done much else. What does that tell me? Tells me that the Fed may be a little worried about letting all the air out of the balloon at once and having it fly around the restaurant and hit maybe another patron in the head. The whole idea is to let the air out of the balloon slowly. And of course, today is not one of those days, but we do have a reaction. And with this, you could easily see a move back up to fill these gaps. And that would take you to about a little over 120. And that could be enough just to bring the S&P back up to maybe 4,100 by Friday's close. We'll see if just the smallest amount out here is necessary to see shorts actually cover the movement higher. So what do we have out here? So we're on kind of on my way to my belief that we're going to close at 4,000 today on the S&P cash. Now down just 32 bucks. Dow's down 123. Nasdaq's down 260. But we never got the end of the world move that many were predicting yesterday. I continue to like being long rather than being short here, even if I'm temporarily on the wrong side. But as I said something to somebody else this morning, I'm believing that the market's going higher. So every one of these pushes lower, I continue to add to my positions on. But we shall see. 877-927-6648. Okay. Do we have anything else in the den here? I had to make it smaller to actually see anything here on the rest of my screen. And everywhere you click, something happens. So we'll take that. Okay. Okay. Bullish crossover on the 30-minute from Steve Rhodes in the den. And let's see what else we have here. Anyway. Okay. Back to Apple, already in progress. Okay, what does that do? Okay. As we said, we got 85 million shares. Close above 150 in the next day or so is actually, if we continue to keep the light volume, is probably pretty good. Again, you're not probably going to break the downtrend, but you may just at least remove any more selling out here. There is a couple things that happen at lows in the market, and it happens repeatedly, and it is the wrong thing. Instead of selling something horrible that you know you should sell as a big hedge fund manager, you sell the thing that's good. And why I'm not going to be buying a big buyer of Apple out here. Generally, my guess is that for every share of Apple that's sold, there's 3 stinky stocks that this hedge fund manager probably should have sold and didn't. That's why you tend to see weakness in things, at least in the first part of a move lower, like gold or Apple, or especially at the bottom of the market. When you can't sell anything else, you sell what you can. And that's one of the reasons why I continue to always say, sell while you can, not when you have to. This is one of these things where these people are probably throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We shall return.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN has just launched their new trading room, the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. And now they are expanding their reach with the Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. In the Tiger's Den, you can look over the shoulders of Tom O'Brien and the other TFNN hosts while they analyze charts during their live Tiger TV programs, and join an interactive trading community with hundreds of members exchanging ideas. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day, even at night and on the weekends. The Tiger's Den at Discord is accessible on mobile or tablets as well, so it's always at your reach. To sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders, just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we return to a market already in progress over most of TFNN, let's take a quick look and see what we have out here. Okay, let's update that, get the latest tick. Okay, we're down 33 points. Well off the lows, but not back to the highs, although I do think we're going to climb back up there to 4,000 by the close and give everybody just as much heartburn as absolutely possible. Who thinks they're going to call me on a day like this? Well, they shouldn't. Okay, so what else do we have here? Dow off 131, Nasdaq's off 270. That's kind of the worst part of it, isn't it? That's it. Okay, so let's go back to some other ones. Google. What do I see out here? Google bottom. It certainly kind of looks like it. When we talk about options on it, looks to me like the first resistance level is at 23.25. If you can break through that, then you might make it up to 2,400. I do suspect that on the SPYs, at least, that we have the option to get back up to about 420. See if we can get back up here. Into this down candle of the 5th of May, 172 million shares. I think we could probably get back up into that just on a bounce. 409.37 is kind of the resistance on the way back up. That's where I think maybe by Friday we could be at or above, and maybe 420-ish a week from Friday. So is it the biggest bounce you've ever seen? No, but I think it'll be slow and steady, and we'll see a lot of short sellers cover the positions. And then we get into the week before the 3-day weekend, which is going to be fairly light volume. My guess is we're going to see most of the big shots from Wall Street head off to the Hamptons, why they can still afford it, and leave the B team in probably starting on Tuesday of that week. My guess is they're going to take an extra long vacation week this year. Okay, so we've got that. Does that got that? Okay. Anyway, yeah. You probably could see a little bit. I don't see a great deal. Hector also says, tell Steve-O to go home, take a shot of tequila, and go to sleep. I guess that's because of his poor voice. Oh, we do. We're going to go to John. How you doing today, John?
Hey, good, Dave. You doing all right?
Fantastic.
I'm in the bounce camp with you. I think this is where we're going to bounce here for 2-3 days. I read a couple of days ago that on the monthly options, SPY options that expire next Friday on the 20th, that if you go to the 4,000 strike price, what I read was that there are no calls below that price. It's all puts. So obviously they're not going to want to pay those out. They're going to want them to just, expire there. Is my thinking. I mean, I don't know. But so my question is, I'm a little confused. I know you've got a paper on this that you've sent out. I haven't read it, but so the question is, what's going on with the VIX? The VIX is actually down today. I'm like, from what I'm showing, I'm like, what's up with that?
Kind of a better way to look at the VIX for me is to look at the UVXY, because it kind of precedes what's going to happen in the VIX, and it's not off a whole lot. But yeah, you should. If this was the end of the world, this thing, you got up to a high out there about 1880. We're at 1832. I think everybody's kind of figuring out that this is kind of the end of the road for this leg in the bear market, and we're just going to see higher. We're now down just 27 on the S&P, by the way. So yeah, right. I think this was the expiration low. So you can make that
another good indicator for you, like when on a down day when we've bounced all over the place here and mostly down, but yet the VIX was down too. That's a good indicator that we're pounding out a bottom here. I think is that the way you're taking it?
Yeah, that. Some other stocks that are the most heavily shorted. I went after one today, and it's up fairly significantly already on the day. Much less into Friday, where I bought calls on it this morning. But that's part of it. And two, I don't believe a great deal on Delta neutral expiration day. That's when option market makers limit the exposure to hopefully just the decay of options premiums between now and the 20th. But that always goes 8 days out before expiration. So that
I've also sorry to interrupt, but I've also read that because options are so much more popular than they've ever been. I guess retailers are all over the options here, that the dealers to have to chase the gamma where they've got to buy and sell stuff to square their positions, that it makes these moves so much more violent on the way down and on the way up. So I'm going to say that the options and them chasing them isn't that big a deal. To me, the evidence I see is that everybody's in these ETFs and some leveraged ETFs.
Okay. Right? To me, the bigger thing is somebody like ARK, right?
Right.
ARK, KK. Like all of the people that were in that. I mean, yeah. I mean, you still got monstrous volume here today in this thing, and you've got what'd she say? She thought we were in a bear market yesterday. So I mean, stating the obvious, getting the award for the cow has already left the barn award. After
somebody said that's the best contrarian position to go long right now is when she finally admitted defeat yesterday.
That is probably close. Now here's a better one. 53 million shares, right?
Yeah.
Out here. Okay. Let's go back to the last time we were back out here. Is that right? 53 million shares. You're not quite there. It's 32, but you're back into some areas and all these gaps. But just what I'm going to suspect is what Wyckoff called a selling climax. And you've had 3-4 days out here where they're just getting hammered. And my guess is she's got redemptions and everything like that. So to me, just this huge volume over the last few days doesn't really give a signal in the candles, but the volume does say, and kind of screams to me that we've got the selling climax probably in those things. And at the same time, we've got probably a few people helping out by selling Apple and making it even harder for her to not be able to throw these things up at what probably is a low, right? So, there's just a lot of stuff. By the way, we're now down just 22 on the S&P.
Yeah, there you go.
Now 20.
You called it. Well, I appreciate your help. I'll get off here and let some other folks get to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just be wary on options, delta neutral day. Expect the unexpected. Okay. Back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
As we return, we can look at a great deal more. Again, you can be like John from North Carolina and give me a call at 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, always you can put a message in the den. I don't see anything in there at the moment, but that's it. Oh, we do have one up here. Can we look at CRWD? Okay, CRWD. CrowdStrike Holdings. We talked about this one a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things that you've got to be aware of is that a lot of the employees of these companies are in the Ukraine, and it's become harder and harder for them to be productive. If I remember right, I don't have time to look it up, I'm pretty sure these guys got a ton. So is there a lot else going on out here? No. What I would do, though, is if there's some kind of ceasefire or things look like a turnaround, Putin drops dead, anything that's probably a positive note on a really horrible thing might do it. You are back to around support on this thing. The biggest problem I've always had with this bunch of folks is just the rumors circulating around a lot of problems with them in foreign countries. We've seen that kind of stuff happen before. No fire, but I've heard a lot of smoke, and that always worries me about a company like this that had such a run. There may be congressional testimony next year that implicates some companies, maybe not this one, but certainly a lot of people talking that up as a rumor that they probably didn't hear it from somebody that it originated from. So that's it. Anyway, yeah, I don't see a lot in this. Again, if you see something going on in better news for the Ukraine, I think you probably want to be looking hard at this one. There are probably a few other stocks out there that actually matter. Okay, let's take a look and see what we have. Let's count it down. Okay, just 13 points away. So I'm feeling a little bit better about adding today, even though I didn't feel good on the way down. It feels better on the way up. Ooh, doesn't that sound a little bit ill? Question about my trade today. Yes, as long as it closes above that level, I want to stay in it. So yeah, 1%. I can live with that. Okay, 877-927-6648. More questions about the TLT. What do I think is going on there? As I said, I think the Fed's kind of had its foot on the throat of the market, and you are getting this bounce, and you are above the 3x3. So right there, you've got a trend change. at least a short-term trend. I don't suspect you get a great deal, but 120, 121. And I think that's probably where we're going to see a lot of the market maybe thinking that maybe not as bad as things were there. I didn't see the 10-year just maybe somebody in the dens got it, but I actually said that I thought by the end of the day that 10-year would be back under 3. I saw it was just a little bit underneath. Yes. Jimmy is a dirty, dirty little boy. Okay. Let's go back here. Question on Boeing. BA. Well, you've got just a ton of little gaps out here. They're getting filled. Volume is not what it was the last 2 days. You got 8.2 million shares compared to almost 12 and 12 and a half. So a little bit lighter. There's this big gap down here that really goes back to the start of the pandemic at $89. And I know that kind of sounds nuts, but where things have happened, does it have to go get that? No. Would I be a lot happier about this thing with one more move lower? And I think, I think maybe that happens in the next, I don't think you get it this move, but you could see it a great deal more. Once it busted that 170 level, you just have to wait until it bottoms and gives you a good signal. No reason to catch a falling knife at this point, but something like 110, maybe 115-ish into that gap, or is that 120? Top of that gap's about 120. So could you still see that another $9 down? Energy isn't everything down here. So if you're thinking about some kind of long-term hold, they've got a lot of orders. They got two big problems. One, some of the legacy issues. The bigger problem that a lot of people are probably selling this off on now, in my opinion, is the high fuel prices. And again, I don't know how you fight the Mad King who wants $8 a gallon gasoline and probably $6.50 a gallon for Jet A, which is what they use in there. So don't know what else you do on that. Okay. We got people coming back to reshort this market, down 23 at the moment. Okay, let's go back and look at something else. Question if I would start taking a look at Planeteer, PLTR. I'm going to tell you that this is one company that actually has a decent product. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Very light volume out here. Just on a dead cat bounce, this thing could hit $8 or $10, which would be a hell of a trade. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I don't see a signal out here, but over 2 weeks, could you see it back up there? Yes. They have a great product. I warned everybody at the very beginning of this this company is that they're not going to have press announcements every 5 minutes like an AMD or an NVIDIA or a Microsoft or an Apple. There's not what they do by their nature is secret. So you're not going to have the kind of go stuff on it. This is going to trade more like Hamilton Booz, BOOZ, I think is how it is. And how many times do you hear about that company? The only time you heard about them was Snowden. And my guess is it's going to be a similar company. But just remember, Amazon went from $100 to $10. Other companies are out there. I think this is a company that can be the long-term thing. In the short term, I'm looking for a signal that says buy for this thing to go back to $10. We'll be back in a bit.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
With market volatility roaring back in April, Larry Pesavento has just announced a 5-hour live trading webinar coming up on May 17th. Larry Pesavento is a 56-year trading veteran and has mastered his trading skills through many different market fluctuations. Join Larry on May 17th as he hosts a live 5-hour trading webinar from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, giving you insight into how he analyzes the market and decides his plays. Larry will delve deep into the ABCD trading pattern, explaining how to structure your trading day, the times most likely to generate signals, which signals to ignore, and how to use the pattern to mitigate risk. In this all-day 5-hour live trading webinar, take a seat by Larry's side as he trades the markets real time, including the Dow and S&P 500E mini, crude oil, natural gas, gold, treasury bonds, wheat and soybeans, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen, and more. If you've ever wanted to get inside the mind of a market master, you cannot miss this live trading webinar. To sign up today, just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
As we come back, question in the den about put call ratios, and I don't make a lot of decisions. Mostly because I've seen them change, especially on delta neutral days, so wildly in the last 15 minutes of the day. So again, I'm going to wait until tonight to really make a lot of decisions about other things. But I kind of like my odds here on being long, but I dislike this little move back down. We did rally a bit, but I think that's just something we're going to have to live with for a while. Every rally is going to be sold and shorted. And then I think as this U bottom kind of comes in, they're going to be less effective and bought more aggressively. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see probably 100 points higher by Friday's close. And the question is, just when does that start? Does that start in the last 15, 20 minutes of the day? Certainly could. But they tend to hide a lot of the action on this day into the dark pools. So a really good indication would be a higher dark pool percentage numbers. I publish them in my newsletter each day. Other things out here would be that real fast acceleration into the close today that has maybe them jumping on the every kind of bounce just so that they can hammer it and then cover their short positions. But again, I'm pretty sure that we have some kind of a low in the market that extends into the 3-day weekend, and that's where I think the next big leg down can come. Anyway, wait for the close. There's just so much that happens on the Delta neutral day for options expiration, and it's hidden to the end of the day. Normally, I don't say a lot until the next day in the newsletter in the morning, but so far, actually looks okay. So when you can, not when you have to, or cover when you can, not when you have to. See you tomorrow. Same day.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible.